Hi parents, this is Mr. Rodemeyer, and I just want to extend a very big thank you for partnering with us this first quarter of school. It was so great seeing all of you at conferences this past week, and I so much appreciated having conversations around your children's learning. I hope you really felt that time was useful and beneficial. It's just a great opportunity for us to come together as partners in education and to really showcase all the wonderful things that are happening at Byron Intermediate School with your children on a day-to-day basis. Of course, the big thing that we are implementing here, the biggest change, of course, is standards-based grading for learning. And we held several parent sessions around that, but I do realize that some of you, due to the busyness of your schedule or conference schedule, may not have been able to attend that. So part of this video, the objective here is to share with you some information that was shared at those parent informational sessions. And please know that there will be other parent sessions put out probably after the holidays in January or February, and then again around spring conferences. So one of the big pieces that I wanted to share with you is just a resource that we have. If you are unable to make any of our informational sessions, you can simply go to our webpage, and under District, under Center for Teaching and Learning, if you click on that, it will actually bring you to a wealth of information. Our curriculum director, Danita Stepan, has put this site together for you, for our parents and community members. And it has information around what assessments we use, what instructional practices we are using, what interventions and enrichments supports we have in place. And of course, if you go down to the very bottom, right here, there is a tab for standards-based grading. If you simply click on that, it brings you to another page full of information. There are videos and informational readings that you can access to. This video, or this video right here, actually is the presentation that has been shared at these parent sessions. It's 5 minutes long. There is a voiceover, so you can actually follow along and listen as we explain the what and the why behind standards-based grading. Really, as we roll this out, we've been communicating, three whys. The standards-based grading allows us greater clarity for you and for your children around what they are learning in relation to what we want them to know. So as we have identified critical ELOs, the most important things we need to have our children learning, it allows you as a parent, allows us as teachers, and certainly your children, greater clarity around what it is we want them to learn. Secondly, it's allowed us to have better alignment with the assessments that we have in place, directly connected to the learning, the instruction that is happening in the classroom. And when we have greater alignment to an evidence for what a student knows, we can clearly communicate to students and to you as parents the learning that is happening through the course of the quarter or through the course of the year. And lastly, feedback. Standards-based grading will allow us greater opportunity to have day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, quarter-to-quarter feedback to our students and to you as parents, so we can track the progress that they're having in a much intentional manner. So clarity around what we're teaching, aligned assessments so we can pinpoint what students are learning, and completing this feedback loop from the classroom to the student to the home so we can enhance our partnership together is really the big reason behind our transition to standards-based grading. And in these videos and in these resources, it really communicates that. So I encourage you to access that. Another site that I want you to, that I'd like to spend a moment with is our parent portal. And if you go to our district webpage again, to under Parents and Guardians, and if you scroll down to Infinite Campus Parent Portal, you sign in. Many of you may have used this resource or use this resource. This comes to your own family page, so I'll go ahead and select my daughter Ella. And then along the side here, you can see all the different information you have access to. anything from her schedule to health reports to attendance, and of course we're going to focus on grades. And if you click on grades, it should bring up the report card that was made available to you. Again, everything in that is highlighted in color was reported for this first quarter. Anything that is left blank, it just means that that particular ELO, that particular essential learner outcome, wasn't reported on in that quarter. Please keep in mind that all of these standards are end of the year standards as well. So if your child is getting a 1 or 2 in the first quarter, that's okay. We want all of our students to be at a level 3 by the end of the third quarter. One of the goals that we had this quarter is really separating behavior from learning. And in a standards-based philosophy, that's what best practice is. We want to identify what a student knows and separate those character qualities. So we are still holding our kids to high expectations, but rather than penalizing them for late work or putting zeros on assignment for late work, what we are doing is we are having that information categorized in our STARS section. And so I'm scrolling down here, and you can see here that we do hold kids accountable. This is our STARS plan: safety first, teamwork, always take pride, responsibility, and show respect. And so this is where we are putting behavior kind of information, which is then separating behavior from learning. And that was a goal of ours here in this first quarter. Now, another piece that I want to point out is if you hover over in any of these content areas, we'll just choose math, but if I go to math and I can click on math, it allows you to drill down into that particular content area and locate the assignments that the teacher assigned. So these happens to be the formative assessments that were used by this teacher, and it has the scores that were given that ultimately produce the grade that your child received on their first report card. And so this is important information for you to be able to drill down and see by assignment or by assessment what's been happening in the classroom. The last document that I want to draw your attention to is this bicycle document. And our teachers and I have found this very helpful in terms of us and our understanding of what a 4 versus a 3 versus a 2 versus a 1 means. And so we thought that this might be a helpful tool for you as well. So if you're looking at a 1 in the classroom, the student really is not proficient at all. They need a lot of support in the classroom. They need a lot of intervention. They really do not have a strong grasp of the skill or the concept whatsoever. And similar to riding a bike, they cannot ride that bike without a lot of support, without falling over in that bike scenario. A 2, they meet parts of that standard, but they still need supports. They aren't quite proficient with it. There is no level of mastery without some supports from the classroom teacher. And in a bike analogy, again, that might look like training wheels or a guide on the side along next to them. A 3, again, is where we want them to be by the end of the year. So please know these are all end of the year standards, and the 3 is our goal by the fourth quarter. It means that a child is proficient, that they've mastered the content in the classroom, the ELOs, the standards in the classroom. And on a bike, they can ride that bike without any additional supports at all. And lastly, a 4. A 4 means that a student in the classroom is working independently, that they have a depth or an understanding of this that far exceeds what is being taught in the classroom. In a bike analogy, they're doing wheelies, they're going off ramps. Please know that 4s are not common, and it's okay for us not to get a 4. 3 is our goal. 3 is the standard. A 3 will ensure that our students are college and career ready. So I hope you found this video beneficial. Like I said, we will be hosting other parent sessions throughout this school year. But if you have questions that weren't answered through this or a parent session that you attended, please know that you can contact me, your children's teacher, and of course Danita Stepan, our curriculum director. With that, I wish you well. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.